In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create a digital downloadable website step by step. I will specifically show you how to create a digital downloadable website using WordPress and Elementor. WordPress is the free software that we are going to use in order to create our website and also customize it just the way we want. And Elementor is the simple to use drag and drop page builder that we are going to use in order to design the pages of our website. By the end of this tutorial, you will have a fully customizable website to start generating sales with. And don't worry if you are new to WordPress, because I'm going to hold your hand every step of the way. And to make this website, we are not going to write a single line of code. Everything is going to be drag and drop. For this, we are going to be using the simple to use drag and drop page builder to design the pages of our website, and that's Elementor. We will also be using WooCommerce, and that is the most popular e-commerce solution with WordPress. WooCommerce is the plugin that we are going to use to manage our digital downloads products so that our clients can seamlessly check out and download their products each time they make a purchase. To create this website, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. But before we get started creating our digital downloads website, let me show you exactly what we will get by the end of this tutorial. So this is the website we'll be creating by the end of this tutorial. As you can see, the landing page looks stunning. When users land on my website, the first thing they notice is the hero section, which has my logo, the menu, and some important icons. That is the account icon as well as the cart icon. You'll also find this cool hero section that displays in a nutshell what my e-commerce website is all about. On the hero section, they'll also find this call to action that can take them to the products page each time they click on it, as you can see right here. Going back, scrolling down, we have a section for best-selling products, as you can see. So these are the various best-selling digital downloads I have on my website. And with this call to action, users can easily go to the main products or shop page. Isn't this cool? Going down, we have a value proposition section that I use to display a discount for my online store, with yet another call to action which users can use to navigate to the main shop page. Going down, we have a section for new arrivals. So this is where newly added products will be displayed, and I'm displaying 4 products right now, as you can see. Next, we also have another value proposition section where I featured one of my products which users can easily click in order to buy it now, as you can see. Awesome. Going back, I've also used this same section to display a customer review. Going down, we have a section for blog posts. You can use blog posts to drive traffic to your digital downloads website. And finally, we have the footer section, which I'll be showing you how you can customize. When you are at the bottom, there's this cool icon. When you click, it will take you to the very top of your page. Now let's take a look at one of the products. So if I click on this one, this is how the single product page will look like. As you can see, I have the title of the products, the cost of the product. At the moment, it is on sale. The actual cost is 49.99 Ghana cedis, and the sale price is only 2 Ghana cedis. We also have the product short description right here. And going down, we have some product categories as well as some product tags. Next is the product description, as you can see. So I'll be showing you how you can add all these. Users can also leave you some reviews if they happen to purchase your digital downloads. And finally, we have a section for related products, as you can see right here. Now let me add the product to the cart and show you how the checkout process works. Upon adding, I can easily view the cart from here, or I can go over to the top and view the cart from there, or I can easily go over to checkout. Let's take a look at the cart. From here, you see all the products you've added to the cart. If you have a coupon code as a customer, this is where you enter it. I don't have a coupon code, so I'll just go ahead and proceed to checkout. From here, you need to enter your billing details, and at the right side, you see the summary of your products. After entering your billing details, all what you need to do as a customer is agree to the terms and conditions. Then you go ahead and place the order. For this demonstration, users will be able to pay with their debit or credit cards or mobile money, that is if they are from some countries in Africa. I'm not actually going to go ahead with the checkout process. I'll be showing you how the checkout process really works in real time at the end of the tutorial. So this is basically what we'll get by the end of this tutorial. Having seen what we'll be expecting by the end of this tutorial, the next thing to do is get our domain name and web hosting. A domain name is simply the address of your website, and a web hosting is a server where all your website files and resources will be stored, so that users of your website can have access to them wherever they are. For this, I'll be showing you how you can get a fast and reliable web hosting service, so that you don't have to have downtime when running your digital downloads website. To get started, you can click on the very first link in the description down below, or go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/hostinger. Hit enter, and this will bring us to hostinger.com. From here, you can get up to 75% discount on your web hosting. Apart from this 75% discount, I'll be giving you another coupon code that you can use in order to save 10%. Going down, from here you can choose any of these packages you want. They have the premium, business and cloud startup. Going down, with the premium you'll be able to create 100 websites. With the premium and the business you'll be able to create 100 websites. And then the starter class you'll be able to create 300 websites. The major difference between the premium and then the business is that you get 100 gigabytes of SSD storage for the premium and then 200 gigabytes NVMe storage. NVMe is faster than the SSD storage. For the premium, backups is done weekly, and then the business, it is done on daily basis. So choosing any of these packages will depend upon what you want. For this demonstration, I'm just going to go ahead and choose the premium package. From here, you'll be able to choose the number of months you want. As you can see, for 1 month, you will be paying $11.99. The rest of the payment plans, you'll be paying $2.99 per month. So why is the rate the same for the rest of the payment plans? Now, if you take 12 months, you will be paying $9.09 per month when you are going to renew your plan. And then with 24 months, you'll be paying $8.99 per month during renewal, and then with the 48 months you'll be paying $7.99. So what this means is that the lesser the amount you pay during renewal will depend upon the maximum number of months you'll be selecting. And take note, each of them will come with a free domain for the first year, as you can see. For this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and stick to the 48 months. Going down, from here you can go ahead and create your account if you are new to Hostinger. Going down, next you'll be required to choose your payment gateway. And take note, this is the amount I'll be paying for the 48 months. That is $143.52 for the 2 years. That is 48 months. Next, I go ahead and enter in my names, my phone number, country of residence, and then the rest of the fields. Going down, as you can see, this happens to be the total I was going to pay. And because of the 75% discount Hostinger is giving, we are now going to be paying this amount. And remember, I said I'll be giving you additional coupon code which you can use to further save 10% on your hosting. So if I go ahead and click on have a coupon code, then in here you enter Swadiku, just like this, then click on apply. Coupon code is applied, and now I'll be paying $129.17. Isn't this cool? So this amount you will pay is for 2 years. From there, I go ahead and enter in my card details. After entering all the details and clicking on submit secure payment, I'll be redirected to my Hostinger control panel. Upon logging in into my cPanel, right here you see my hosting plan. I'm using the business web hosting where I already have 11 websites added. And now I'm going to add a fresh website onto my account. To do that, I go over to websites. And right here you see all the websites I've already added. And I'm going to go ahead and add a new website. So I click on add website button. Then I choose WordPress. From here, I create my login credentials. So the email I use to register on Hostinger will be here. And I'm going to go ahead and choose my password right here. all is set, I click on next. What type of website do you want to build? This is just a survey. You can choose whichever one you want. For this demonstration, I'll click on create blank site. Now if you choose any of the packages up to 1 year, remember you'll be getting a free domain for the first year. So this is where you can enter your domain in order to claim it. So I'll just enter the domain I want to use. And take note, if your domain is not registered anywhere, you can easily go ahead and claim it from Hostinger. But if your domain is registered somewhere, then you need to do the installation, and later on you go ahead and update your name service at the domain registrar. And you see that my domain is registered with another service provider. In your case, you will have seen that the domain is available. That is, if you are going to register it with Hostinger. All you need to do is just go ahead and select your domain which has the availability label on it. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this since I have my domain registered with another provider. You see that I have this notification. When using a domain that's registered elsewhere, you will need to manually connect it to your website. So I'll be doing this later on. You can also choose to use a temporary domain if you want. For this, I'll just go ahead and click on next since this is the domain I want to use. And now WordPress is installing on my domain or on my website. You just have to give it a moment to finish installing. Alright, the installation is successful and the page will reload and take me to my WordPress dashboard. Perfect. Now if I go to the front end of my website by clicking here, you see that I'm seeing my website as a preview, and this is how my domain will look like, as you can see on the address bar. With this, I need to connect my domain to Hostinger. So what I'm going to do is go back to Hostinger. I'll just open a new tab, then I enter hpanel.hostinger.com, hit enter. Because I'm already logged in, it will take me directly to the Hostinger account. What I want to do is go over to websites. Under my new website, that is EasyPip, you see that it's saying domain is not connected, and I can easily go ahead and click on connect, or I can go over to the dashboard. I still have the same notification right here. So what I do is go ahead and click on connect. From here, I need to select my service provider. So what you need to do is drop down the arrow. If you are using any of these service providers, you easily go ahead and select them. In my case, my service provider is not listed, so I choose other. Then I click on let's start. At the moment, it's saying that this is my current name service, and this is what I need to change it to. That is Hostinger name service. The next thing I do is go over to my domain service provider. I am using Dynadot, and I have my domain right here. What I do is just click on the existing name service like this. At the moment, this is the current name service attached to my domain name. What I do is select enter new or existing name service. So this is where I enter the new name service. Going back to Hostinger dashboard, I copy the first one, come back to Dynadot, I go ahead and paste it in here. Going back, I copy the second one, come back in here, then I go ahead and paste it in here. Next, I click on save name server. Name service is modified, and right here you see the new name service. It should be noted that this may take a moment to propagate. By propagation, it means that Hostinger will have to tell the whole world that you are now the user of this particular domain name. So now I can exit out of here. Then I click on continue. Your domain connection is in progress. It can take up to 24 hours for your website to become accessible via easypip.com. I click on all done. Even though they said it may take up to 24 hours, but in some cases, as soon as you connect, maybe in some few minutes, you'll be up and running. So that's it on how we install WordPress on our website. The next thing I want to do is create a professional email for my website. So as you can see, I have free email here and it's set to pending setup. You can easily go ahead and click here to set up your email. What if you are not on this page? How can you go ahead and create your email? Let's assume we are on the home page of our Hostinger dashboard. From here, I just go ahead and click on emails. And you see all the available domains I have, which have some emails attached to them. Since I'm going to be creating the email for a new website, what I do is go ahead and click on setup. From here, I drop down the arrow, then I go ahead and choose that particular domain I want to use. In this case, it's going to be easypip.com. I click on confirm. From here, I'll be required to select my email plan. Take note, we are being given free email, so I go ahead and use Hostinga free. I click on select, and this is where I enter the name I want to use for my email. For this demonstration, I will say info. I already have the @easypeep.com, so I don't need to add that. Next, I go ahead and enter in my password. Then I click on create. New email account created successfully. From here, you can choose to configure your apps and devices, which is optional. For now, we are not going to do this, so I go ahead and click on skip. And our email is successfully created. Next, let's see how we can log into our email. From here, I can easily go ahead and click on Hostinga webmail, which will open in a new tab. I go ahead and enter in my password. Then I click on login, and we are right here. Perfect. This interface is just similar to any email service provider out there, so we don't really need to go through how to use it. I can exit out of here, and that's it on how we create a professional email address for our website with Hostinga. Now let's go over to our website and begin designing it. To do that, I can easily go to the main dashboard of Hostinga. Then I click on websites. Right here, I have my domain. I can just click on dashboard beside it. And from here, I click on WordPress admin, which will open in a new tab and redirect me to my WordPress dashboard. And you see that we still have the preview from Hostinga. It doesn't really matter. We can begin customizing our website. So first of all, let's change the name of our website. To do that, and this is where I change the name of my website. So I'll just go ahead and enter easypeep. I can give it a tagline. Awesome. Going down, this is where you have your admin email address. If you want to change it, this is where you can do that. Next, you want to make sure that anyone can register is enabled under membership, so that users of your website will be able to create accounts, since we are making an e-commerce website. Going down, I click on save changes, and you see that the new name has already populated here. Let me exit from here. As you can see, awesome. Next, under settings, we have permalinks. I click on it. Always make sure that under permalink structure, it is set to post name. It's very important, so that you have clean URLs on your website. So if any of these options is selected, make sure it is set to post name. Then you go ahead and save the changes. And now we are done with the basic setup of our website. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and install a theme. Take note, a theme is basically the design and layout of your website. Now if I go to the front end of my website, at the moment, this is the design and layout I have, and that is my theme. So let's see how we can install a new theme that will make our website more appealing. To do that, I go to the back end, then I go over to appearance. From here, I click on add new theme. As you can see, we have a bunch of themes to choose from. For this demonstration, we are going to use Blocksy. So I go to search themes, then I enter in Blocksy. I have Blocksy right here. Upon hover, I click on install. It is installed. I go ahead and activate. Now that we have our theme installed, it means that we don't need this theme. So I just hover on it, then I click on theme details, delete, OK, so that we have only the theme we want to use on our website. Now upon installing the theme, you notice that we have this particular notification right here. Thanks for installing Blocksy, you rock. And it is recommended that we install a particular plugin called Blocksy Companion. With this Blocksy Companion, you'll be able to add additional functionality to the Blocksy theme. I'll go ahead and install it. It is installed and activated, and it will redirect me to the Blocksy dashboard. For this demonstration, I'll go over to starter size. With starter size, you'll be able to download a complete design for your website, so you don't really need to work hard designing your website. All you need to do is make some few changes to suit your needs. As you can see, we have quite a number. What I'm going to do is go over to categories, then I choose e-commerce. all plans, I'm going to go ahead and choose free so that I'll be able to see only the e-commerce templates as well as the free ones. From here, you can choose whichever one you want. They are all appealing templates, but for this demonstration, I'm going to use home decor. What I do is I just go ahead and click on import. You can decide to install a child theme, which I'm not going to do. I'll just go ahead and click on next. From here, you'll be required to choose a page builder. We have Gutenberg and Elementor. For this demonstration, I'll be using Elementor, which is by far the most popular WordPress page builder. I click on next. I need all these plugins, so I'll leave them checked. Then I click on next. Next, we have import content, and we are going to import all these. So I click on install. And now our template is being installed. How long it takes will depend upon how fast your internet connection is and the kind of web hosting you are using. It should be noted that after installing the templates, it will come with all the necessary plugins, and you will see them right here depending upon their weight. Alright, the starter site is imported successfully. So now if I go to the front end of my website and refresh, you will see that the new look and feel of my website is changed. Awesome. And this is very clean and neat. So that's it on how we install a theme and also import a starter template. The next thing I'm going to do is customize my website. But before I do that, I want to check if my domain is propagated. So I'll open a new tab, then I enter easypeep.com, hit enter. Alright, as you can see, I can now use my domain on my website. As you can see, I have my website here. I'll just go ahead and log in by coming to the end of my address /wp-admin. Hit enter. And I will be redirected to the login page. I enter my login details. Then I go ahead and click on login. I can exit from here and here since we will not be using the preview anymore. So I can easily go to the front end by clicking on the name of my website here. Perfect. Now let's customize our website. To do that, I click on customize. The first thing I'm going to do is choose a design system for my website. This is where we choose colors and fonts we want to use on our website. To do that, I go over to colors. And from here, we have a global color palette. At the moment, this is the particular color palette we are using. To change it, I go over to advanced. Then I click on color palettes. And we will have some varieties to choose from. If I select the first one, you see how it will affect our work. As you can see, going back to color palette, maybe I choose color palette 2. This is how it will come up. Going back there, color palette. For this demonstration, I'm going to use color palette 1. From here, you can go to individual colors to change them if you want to do so. So if I choose maybe this, as you can see, it has already taken effect. But I just want to maintain my blue color. Perfect. Also, you can come over to global colors right here. Then you change every single color you want. So for instance, if I want to change my base text color, that is my text color, I can just click on it. Then I can choose any color I want. For instance, if I choose blue, you see that my base color here is changed. But for this demonstration, I'll just maintain the color 4. Awesome. Similarly, you can go ahead and change the rest of the colors as you wish. I'm cool with what I have, so I'm not going to tamper with them. Next, I go back. Then I choose typography, and this is where you can change the fonts of your website. At the moment, we are using Leaks pattern, and that is the system default. If I want to choose a different color, I'll just click on it. For instance, I want to use Verdana, and you see that my text is changed. But for this demonstration, I'll just maintain the system default. I'm not going to change to different fonts. If I'm okay with everything here, I click on publish. Now let's perform some other customizations. At the moment, my header is having a background color, which I don't want. Upon hover, you see that I have some controls. and these are the controls I can use to customize the header. First of all, I go over to main row. Under design, you see that this is the color here. I just select it and I'm going to go ahead and choose my color 8 here, which is my white color. Next, I'm going to change the logo. Upon hover, I click on this icon here, or I can easily come over here and click on logo. Either way, they will all take me to the same place. So I click on the handle here, and this way I can change my logo. I click on the pencil icon. Let's assume this is my logo. I select it, or if you have it in your PC, you can easily go ahead and upload it from here. I'm going to go ahead and use this for now. Let's see how it will come up. So this is how it will come up. You see that it's very tiny. If you want to increase it, you can do so from here. For this demonstration, I'm not going to use a picture as my logo. I'm going to use normal text. So I'll take this off and the logo is gone. However, here I'll go ahead and enable site title like this, and you see that I already have my site name right here, and this is how I want it to be. All is set for my logo. Right here you see that I have this menu: home, services, products, about us, blog, and contact. I don't really need the services page on my website, so let's take it off our menu. To do that, I go back, scrolling down, I go over to menus. I select the menu from here. I drop down the arrow under services, scrolling down, I click on remove, and it's gone. And this is how I want my menu. Next, let's go over to the footer. In this way, we can change our footer text. So from here, I can just click on edit. I don't need this logo to be here. I can just select it, then I click on remove, and it's gone. If you want to change the text here, just go ahead and select it, and you can customize it just the way you want. So I'll just enter easy peep, something like this. If I have some real text for my website, I can easily go ahead and enter it here. So I'll come back later to change this. For now, let's leave it as it is. We also have some categories which is not related to our website. We'll be coming back to change this later on. We also have some other pages here. Let's see how we can customize them. Upon hover, I just click on edit, and this way we can enter the respective links. At the moment, these links are not directed to any pages, so let's get those various links. First of all, we have the about. Now let me go to the front end of my website to get the various links. I have the about page here. I'll just open it up, then I copy the link from here. Going back to the customizer, I click on edit, and I go ahead and paste in the link. I click on save. We do the same thing for contact. So I go to the front end, open up contact, I select it, copy, coming back in here, I select the link, then I click on the pencil icon to edit it, I paste it in here, then I click on save. At the moment, we don't have terms and conditions, privacy policy, and customer service pages, so I'll just leave them blank for now. Next, let's edit our contact details. So I click on edit. Maybe I don't have fax, so I'm going to go ahead and take it off and enter my phone number here. Then I'll go ahead and enter in my email here, which we have created. Take note, so we are entering our professional email. Next, let's go over to copyright. That is what we have here. Let's go ahead and change it. I click on copyright right here, or I can simply hover, then I click on the controls here. They will all take me to the same place. I don't need the actual word copyright since I have the symbol here, so I take it off. Then I will leave current here and site title like this, and I'm going to go ahead and take off the theme author like this. Maybe I can enter the name of my company, that is my web design agency, Dikupages Web. Then I'll go ahead and link it to my website. So I highlight it, click on insert link, and I enter my web address. From here, I click on apply. Maybe I want to open it in a new tab, so I edit it again, go to the controls here, open link in a new tab, I update, and now it is looking clean. Maybe I'll leave this payment gateways image here, so that people will know that these are the available payment cards I accept on my website, which is kind of cool. The next thing I want to do is choose a fav icon for my website. To do that, I go back, going down, I click on site identity, then I go ahead and select it from here. So I click on select site icon, I go to upload files, select files, and this is the icon I select. I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on select, and I have it right here and also right here. So if users visit any tab on my website, this is how it will look like. Next thing I want to do is customize my social icons. Upon hover, I just go ahead and click on it. That is the controls, and this way I can add or remove the particular social media platforms I don't need. For instance, I don't need Medium, so I can take it off. Maybe I need LinkedIn. I drop down the arrow, then I search for LinkedIn. I have it here. I select it, then I click on the plus icon to add it up. If I go down, you see that I now have LinkedIn. Meanwhile, Medium is off. From here, I want it to open a new tab when users click on any of the social icons. So I enable open links in new tab. All is set here. Now let's see how we can add the actual links to the various icons. So I go back, then I go over to general. Right here I have social network accounts. I select it, and this way I enter the various links. Let's start with Facebook. I enter in here https://facebook.com/ then I enter the name of my Facebook page. In this case it will be Easy Peep. Similarly, I do the same thing for the rest of the social icons, and I'll leave them empty for now. One other thing I want to add is scroll to top button, so that if I'm at the bottom part of my website, I can easily click on the icon to take me to the front part. To do that, I go back, and I have the feature right here. Take note, it's under general, so I enable scroll to top, and you see it right here. If I want to customize it, I will click on the small arrow here, and I can choose any of these icon types. I can design it by changing the colors from here. I think this is cool by me, so I'll leave it as it is. Now if I click on it, it will take me to the very top of my website. Now we are done with the customizations. Let's see how it will look on mobile. At the moment we are done for desktop. Let's go over to tablets. Let's see how it will come up. For tablet, I go to the hamburger menu, and you see that we still have the logo here. We don't need it. So what I do is I make sure I enable the header for tablets like this, and you see that I have the logo here under off canvas. I just take it off. Now if I go to the hamburger menu again, I don't have the logo. Awesome. I don't also need this HTML text. If I go in there, we have it right here with some text that is somewhere location. I don't need the location. I already have it at the footer, so I'll just take it off, and we are done. Now let's see it in mobile. Mobile too is cool, so we don't do anything here. Let's go over to the footer to see how it will come up. I think it's also looking clean. Maybe let's see it in tablet. That is the footer. Perfect. All is set. I go ahead and click on publish to save my work. It is published. I can exit from here, and now we are done customizing our website. Awesome. Now that we are done customizing our website, now let's design the pages of our website. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and design the home page. So I make sure I go to the home page like this, then I click on edit with Elementor, since our template is being designed using Elementor. When you see something like this, your site doesn't have a default kit, just go ahead and click on recreate kit, which will open in a new tab. Then it will take you to the Elementor settings or Elementor tools. From here, under recreate kit, just click on the recreate kit button like this, then go ahead and click on save changes. Let's exit from here, then go back, click on edit with Elementor again, and now you should be redirected to the Elementor editor. From here, I can start designing my home page. The first thing I'm going to do is design the hero section. At the moment, it is using a slider, and that is the AT slider widget. This is a plugin that comes with the template we installed earlier, but I'm not going to be using it. So what I do is I'll just right click on it from here, then I click on delete so that the widget will go off. I now have blank hero to design. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add a heading. To do that, I go over to basic, then I drag in the heading, drop it right here. I can change the text from here. I already have my text copied to clipboard. I'll just go ahead and paste it in. Next, I go over to style, and I'm going to go ahead and center it. Under typography, I'll increase the size to 50, like this. What I'm going to do is I want to separate the welcome to EasyPip from the your go-to hub for premium digital downloads. So what I do is I'll just duplicate this like this, then I select the first one, go back to content, I just take off this, and I'm going to go ahead and reduce the size. Maybe 25 will do. Next, I go over to add element by clicking on the plus icon here, and I will add text editor just under the main heading, and this is where I enter my text. I have my text copied to clipboard. I'll just paste it in. Next, I go over to style, I center it. Let's go back to elements again, and this time I'm going to go ahead and add in a button. So I drag it and drop it under my text. The text, that is the button text, I change it to shop now in caps, and I will link it to the shop page, that is the products, and this way I do that. So if I type in products, I'll get the perfect match. I just click to insert the link. I'm going to style it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of the styles I have on my website. So if I come here, you see that this is the style of my buttons. What I do is just right click on it, click on copy, go on top, right click on this button, then I go ahead and click on paste style so that my button will assume the style I want. You see that it is at the left side. I select it, then I go over to style. I'll choose center as my position, and this is perfect. Okay, I needed to take this welcome to EasyPip off, which I forgot, so I just select it. I take it off from here. I already have it on top. Next is this section where I can also customize. You may want to tell your users that you offer high quality products, fast delivery or fast download, whichever way you want to call it, and also best warranty. So if I'm going to change this, what I do is I just select it. I have high quality here. If I want to enter something else, I do that, and this is where I enter the main description. So I can do this: best digital downloads for all business needs, something like that. But for this website, I don't really need this section, so what I do is I just click here to exit it. Next is the category section, which you can also go ahead and edit. If I want to edit this background, what I do is go over to edit container, under style, you see that I have the image here. I can go ahead and change it. So let me change it to some other image, maybe this one. Then I click on select, and you see it right there. If I want to change the text, I select it from here, and this way I change the title, furniture, and then the description. But for this demonstration, I'm not going to use the category section, so I go ahead and take it off. Here, instead of new arrivals, I want to change it to best selling products, or maybe best sellers instead of using products, since we are talking about digital downloads. And here, view all, I'll just go ahead and enter my shop link. So I'll search for products. I'll be given the best match. I click on it to insert it. Now up here you see that I don't have space, so I go ahead and click on edit container. That is the 6 dots here. Next I go over to advanced. The top I'll enter 50. So this is how it will look like, and it's looking clean. Awesome. Here I was having new arrival, that means latest products, but now I want to see best sellers. So what I can do is, if I click on the pencil icon here, you see I have some short code here, and that is giving me the latest products. So what I do is I go over to Google, then I search for WooCommerce product shortcodes. I hit enter. I'll just go ahead and open the first one. Going down, I scroll to examples of product shortcode scenarios, and the one I want to use now is a best selling product, that is this one. So I'll just go ahead and select it, copy, come back right here, then I'll go ahead and paste it in. At the moment it is set to 3 columns, as you can see, and also 3 products, but I want it to be 4 products. So I take off the 3, then I enter 4, and you see that 1 will break down, so I change the columns to 4 as well. Take off 3, enter 4, and I'll now have them in one line. Awesome. Next, let's go down to featured products. So instead of featured products, I want to change it to latest products or new arrivals. So I have new arrivals. I'll also change the short code here from this to something else. So I go back to WooCommerce short codes. Going down, I have new products, and that is what I have here. I copy it. I go back to my Elementor editor and paste it in. Perfect. You see that the products are being switched. So the limit, I leave it as 4, and then the columns is also 4. So I don't do any other thing here. Awesome. Remember we jammed this section, so let's go ahead and fix it. Maybe I want to use this to give some discount. So instead of 50% off, I will say 25% off on all downloads, something like that. And here I can change the text as well. For now I'll leave the dummy text. Details, that is the button. I select it, then I change it to shop now, and the link, I link it to the products page. So I just enter in product and I get the perfect match. I click on it to insert the link. Let's change the background image. So I click on the 6 dots icon right here, that is edit container. Then I go over to style. I have the image here. I select it. Let's use this image for now. Then I go ahead and click on select. Just want to show you how it works. Awesome. Remember we are already done with new arrival section. Going down here, you can use it to feature one of your products, and maybe with some testimonial. If I want to change it to any of my products, I'll just click on edit container right here, because the image is being applied to the container. Then I go over to style. I choose the image from here. I go over to upload files, select files. This is the image I want to use. I select it, then I click on open. It is uploaded. I click on select, and we have it right here. I can change the price if it is having a particular price tag. So let's assume it's not in dollars but in Ghana cedis. So what I do is I just enter my Ghana cedi sign like this. Maybe the price is not 23 but rather 2, just 2 cedis. Maybe I can add the decimals. You should have some text here. If I want to change it, I just click on it from here, and this way I change it, maybe to the name of my product. By looking at the image of my product, it's already showing everything I need, so I'm not going to use this. What I'm going to do is I go up here, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this button like this. Then I come here, just right click on the existing widget, then click on paste, and now I can take off this text. I don't need it, so I just right click and click on delete. So later on we can link this button to the particular product when we finally add it. And this is kind of cool, so take notice of this. If I have some testimonials, I can easily come here and edit my testimonial from here like this. I can also change the image if I want. For now, let's leave the dummy content there. We can also change the background image as well by clicking on edit container. Go over to style. I choose the image from here. Maybe I want to use this for now. I select it, then I click on select, and you see our new image. Awesome. Going down, we have latest news. Maybe I want to change it to blog post, so I select it, and I have the title here. I change it to blog post, and this is where the actual blog post will be displayed. For now, I will not be talking about blog posts, but later in subsequent videos I'll show you how you can use blog posts to increase the traffic of your website. So for now, let's leave it as it is. But if you don't want to use it on the home page, you can easily go ahead and take it off from here. Awesome. Now all is set. I go ahead and click on publish. Let's take a look at it on mobile. So first of all, let's see tablet, and this is how it will look like, which is already clean. So we don't really do anything here. As you can see, this is perfect. Awesome, I like it. Perfect. Let's see it in mobile. Mobile too is cool. Maybe the text here, I want to reduce the size, so I select it. Then I go over to style. I go to typography. Then the size, instead of 50, I'll make it 40. Let's see how it will come up. Maybe 35. I think 35 is cool per the amount of text I have here. Everything else is clean. Perfect. I click on publish to save my work. Now I can exit from here. It is published. Let's take a look by clicking on preview changes. Perfect. And now our home page is done, which is looking clean already. I can exit from here. The same way we have designed the home page, we can equally go ahead and design the rest of the pages, that is about us and contacts. For products and blog, there are default pages which you don't really need to mess with. So if I go over to products, you see that everything is already set for us. If we begin to add our own products, everything will be shown right here. If I go over to blog, this is how our blog post will come up, and you see that we don't even have edit with Elementor here. But if I go over to about us, you see that we can edit it with Elementor, and you can change it to whichever content you want, just like we saw on the home page. So that's it on how we design our home page. Now that we are done designing the pages of our website, the next thing we want to do is set up WooCommerce. To do that, I go to the back end of my website, then I hover on WooCommerce, click on settings. From here under general, I enter my website address, that is my business location. The city is going to be Tamale, and then country, I'll change it from United States to Ghana. So I'll just search for it from here because I'm from Ghana. I can also select the region where I am from, that is northern. If I have some zip code, I enter it right here, or postcode. Selling locations is going to be sell to all countries. Since we are making a digital download website, we are not really restricted, so I'll leave it like that. Going down, I go to currency options. I'll change the currency from US dollars to Ghana cedis. I have it right here. I select it. All is set. I click on save changes. Since we'll be selling digital products, we don't need to worry about shipping. So let's go over to payments. And this is where we need to enable our payment gateways. For this, I'll not recommend you to use any of these payment methods. Bank transfer, check payments, and cash on delivery, they are not automated payment gateways. So let's go ahead and use a payment gateway where users can easily check out without we getting involved. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and use Paystack, which is a payment gateway for Africa. Since I have it here, I'll just go ahead and click on get started. But if you don't have it here, you can easily go to plugins and add a new plugin like this. Then from here, you can search for Paystack. And this is the very one. Paystack WooCommerce Payment Gateway. They have a lot of plugins for different use cases, but in this demonstration, this is what I'll be using. So I'll just click on install now. It is installed. I go ahead and activate. Going down, you see that the plugin is activated right here. Now if I exit from here, then I go back to the payments tab and refresh. You see I have Paystack right here. Now if I scroll down, you don't see it anymore. Awesome. Let's go ahead and finish setting it up by clicking here. First of all, I need to make sure that it is enabled. Then I'll go ahead and log into my Paystack account. Upon login, you see that I already have my account on Paystack, that is EasyPeep. What I need to do now is go over to settings. Then from here, I click on API keys and webhooks. From here, what I need to do is get the live secret key and then the live public key. If you are going to be using the test mode, this is where you get the APIs for the test mode, and they have the test secret key and then test public key. For this, I'll be using the live one, so that I'll demonstrate how users can actually go ahead and buy from the website and also check out. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and generate a new secret key. I could easily copy this one, but I want to use a new one. So I click on generate new secret key, and I want the old one to expire immediately. Then I'll go ahead and enter in my password to confirm. Generate new secret keys. Generated successfully. Now I can go ahead and copy this. I need to confirm with my password again. Continue. I can now go ahead and click on copy command to copy it. Going back to WooCommerce settings, I make sure this is enabled, that is enable Paystack. The title, you can give it whatever title you want. For this, I'll enter this so that people can pay with debit or credit cards and then mobile money. And I'm going to alter this ampersand and then end mobile money. I'm not going to use test mode, so I'm going to go ahead and disable it. Going down, under payment options, I drop down the arrow. You can choose to use pop-up or redirect. With redirect, your users will be redirected to Paystack website in order to make their payments. But if you use pop-up, users don't need to leave your website. So that's what I want to use. And here I enter in my live secret key. I'll just paste it. Going back to Paystack, I copy the live public key like this. Coming back in here, I paste it in. And then auto-complete order after payment, I'm going to enable it. So at the moment the customer pays, the order will be completed. Going down, I go ahead and click on save changes. Next thing I want to do after saving my changes is copy this URL right here. So I'll just highlight it, copy, come back to Paystack, going down, under live webhook URL, this way I paste it. Then I click on save changes. Now it is updated successfully. So anytime a user makes a purchase, the money will come into Paystack, and then within a day, Paystack will send it to my bank accounts. I can exit out of here for now. Going back to WooCommerce settings, let's go over to accounts and privacy. The first thing I do is disable guest checkout. I want every single user on my website to create an account before they can check out. However, they should be able to log in during checkout, and then customers should be able to create account during checkout. Next is account creation options. I want users to use their email accounts as their account login, and that is recommended. However, I don't want a password reset link to be sent to them. The less stumbling blocks, the better. Going down, I save the changes. Next is emails. Going down, this is the email address I used to set up WordPress, but that's not the email I want to use. I want to use my professional email, so that users will see the from address as the professional email from the website domain. So I enter it in here. And then the base color here, I want to change it to maybe my brand colors. So let me go to the front end. I'm going to use this blue right here on the button. I have a color picker, that is ColorZilla. It's a Chrome extension. You can easily go ahead and install it so that you can use it to select colors from web pages. So I click on it. Then I come in here and select this color. Going back, I just highlight this. Then I go ahead and paste it in. Next thing I want to change is the footer text. I don't want people to see build with WooCommerce, so I take it off. And then it's going to show the site title. Maybe what I can do is I take this one to off, then I bring dash space. I will say enjoy your product, something like that. Going down, I save the changes. Now right here under new order, cancel order and fail order, if you want to change the recipient email address to your professional email, this way you can do that. You can easily go ahead and click on manage to change them. For this, I'll just leave this as they are. Next, I go over to advanced, and right here you need to make sure that the cart page is set to cart, checkout page is set to checkout, and then my account page is also set to my account. And then here, if you have your terms and conditions page, you can easily go ahead and select it from here just by entering the name of the page. Going down, if you make any changes, you go ahead and save it. So now we are done with the basic setup of WooCommerce. Now it's time to add products to our shop. But before we do that, let's go ahead and set some categories we want to be using. So to set categories, I go over to products, just hover on it, then click on categories. At the moment, you see these various categories, and they are the categories that come with the starter template we installed. We don't need all of them, so I'll just select all. I go to bulk actions, delete, apply, and they are gone. Unfortunately, we cannot delete and categorize simply because we need an existing category to work with. From here, I start entering my categories. So the first one I have is ebooks. Going down, I click on add new category. If you want to add description and display type, you can go ahead and do them from here, but it doesn't really matter. You see, I have it right here. Maybe I can also add templates. Going down, I add new category. If you are going to sell music, you can go ahead and add that, add new category. Take note, you can add as many categories as you want. For this demonstration, I'm going to leave these 3 categories. So that's it on how we create our product categories on our shop. Now let's go ahead and add our actual product. To do that, I go over to products, then I click on add new. From here, I enter the title of my product. I have my title here. This is going to be an ebook. Next, I enter my product description. I already have my product description copied to the clipboard. I'll just go ahead and paste it in like this. Going down, under product data, it is set to simple product. I leave it as it is. And I'm going to set it as a virtual product simply because there's not going to be shipping. And then it's also going to be a downloadable product. From here, I enter the price of my product. I'm going to make it $49.99. If I have a sale price, that's a discounted price for my product. This way I enter it. For this demonstration, I leave it as it is. Next thing I need to do is add my downloadable files. To do that, I click on the add button right here. Then I enter the title of the item I want to add. Maybe I can just repeat the name of the book or the title of the book. I enter it in here, and then the URL, I just click on choose file. Then I can go ahead and upload my file right here. I have it here. I'll just drag and drop like this. It is uploaded. I click on insert file URL, and it's right here. Going down, the download limit, I want to leave it as unlimited so that users can download it anytime they want. However, if I enter, for instance, 2, it means that they can only download it 2 times. For this demonstration, I leave it as unlimited. Download expiry is never going to expire. They can download it anytime they want. Going down, I can also add product short description, and I can take it from the main description. I'm just going to use this one. Going down, I paste it right here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add a product image. So I click on set product image. I also have it here. I'll just drag and drop like this. It is uploaded. For SEO purposes, I'm going to go ahead and enter the alt text right here. And I'm going to enter the title of the book. I'll also replace this one with the same title. You can enter it in here, and finally here. With this, when people search for keywords related to your book title, you can easily be found on search engines. I click on set product image. It is uploaded. Going down, this is just an ebook. We don't really need product gallery, so we are not going to add that. Under categories, I set it to ebooks. It should be noted that one item can belong to so many categories. Going down, I can add product tags. My book is on e-commerce, so I can enter e-commerce here like this. Maybe I can say online business. Perfect. All is set. I go ahead and click on publish. My product is published. I can view it in a new tab, so I'll just right click here, open link in a new tab. Let's take a look. And this is how it will come up. Perfect. One thing you will notice is that I have the quantity field right here, which means users can increase the product. Meanwhile, it's just a download. Users don't really need to increase the quantity. So what we want to do is take off the quantity field. So I go back, scrolling down, under inventory, I enable sold individual, that is limit purchases to one item per order. So I make sure this is enabled. Going up, I update. Now let's go ahead and refresh to see how it will come up. Now you see that the quantity field is gone, so users can only buy one product at a time. Perfect. So that's how we add our digital download. I've just added an ebook, and it should be noted that this is the procedure you follow in order to add any form of digital download, be it music, video, audio, or templates. I'll exit out of here. Now if I go to the home page of my website, that is here, and refresh, going down, for now we don't see any bestsellers simply because the product I added is just new. However, if we scroll down to new arrivals, you see that we have our new product right here, and users can easily come here to make a purchase. Great. Now that we have a real product on our website, the next thing I want to do is delete the dummy products which we don't need. So I go to the back end of my website, then I go over to all products. So I have all the products here. I'll just go ahead and select them, and I deselect the one I want, that is the one we just added. Then I go over to bulk actions, move to trash, apply. Since I don't want to have any trace of them, I can go to the trash. Then I go ahead and empty the trash. And you see that we have only one product published. If I come in here, that is all or published, you see our product right here. If I go to the front end and refresh, under bestsellers, you now see that we have one single product. Even though we've not made any sales yet, but there should be an existing product to keep the space. Scrolling down, under new arrivals, we have our one product. So what I'm going to do is I'll pause the video and add more products to my shop and get back to you. And I would suggest you also do the same. Alright, I've added my products. As you can see, I have 4 products. Now if I go to the front end and refresh, going down, you see my best-selling products. And going down to the new arrivals, I have the same product. However, if you look at them closely, the arrangements are not the same, as you can see. So usually for the best sellers, if I don't make any sales yet, WooCommerce will just select some products based on the one that has more clicks. So that's it on how we create products for our digital download website. The next thing I'm going to do is create some important pages, and that is going to be my legal pages. Legal pages has to do with the pages that will govern how your business is being run. For instance, we have privacy policy page, terms and conditions page, and then return policy page. For this demonstration, I'll be creating the privacy policy page as well as terms and conditions page. Now let's get into it. So to create my page, I'll just hover on new, then I click on page. You can equally go to the back end and do that from here. I exit from here, and from here I want to see the WordPress admin menu here. It's very important. So what I do is come over to options, then I click on full screen mode, and we have it right here. So the first page I'm creating is privacy policy. Then I click on publish and publish. If you have the content to your privacy policy, this is where you enter it. You can take a look at other websites and see how they have crafted their privacy policy pages as well as their terms and conditions pages. You can also get an attorney or a lawyer to come up with those pages for you. The most important thing is putting the content that is related to your business. For now, I'll leave mine as empty. I just want to show you how you can create it and how you can also display it to your buyers. Next, I go over to new again and I click on page so that we add our terms and conditions page. So the title will be terms and conditions. Then I click on publish and publish. So now let's see how we can add these pages so that they will appear at the front end of our website. First of all, I go over to WooCommerce, then I click on settings. Next, I go over to advanced tab. Under page setup, you see that we have terms and conditions, which we've already seen. I drop down the arrow, then I just type terms. I'll get the perfect match. I click on it to insert it, and that's our terms and conditions page we just created. Going down, I click on save changes. So now if users try to check out, they will be able to see the terms and conditions link in order to have access to it. Now let's display the privacy policy page. To do that, I go over to settings, then I click on privacy. Going down, under select a privacy policy page, I drop down the arrow. I have it here, I select it, then I click on use this page. And now we are done. So that's it on how we create our legal pages. Now let's see how we can add some pages to the menus of our website. Now if I go to the front end, going down, right here you see that we have some pages, but they are not being linked to any page. So let's see how we can add our pages. We'll also look at how we can change the text right here. And this will bring us to the final customizations for our website. To do that, I click on customize. Going down, I click on menus. And I'm going to go ahead and create a new menu. I'll call the menu information. Or you can give it whatever name you want. I'm not going to assign it to any menu. I click on next, then I go ahead and add items to it. So I need the privacy policy, terms and conditions. I also need about us, contact, and finally, maybe I can add blog. I can rearrange them from here. So the first one would be about us. I drag it and pull it on top, followed by blog, and then contact. Like this, so that privacy and terms will be at the bottom. I go back, then I go ahead and enable footer. And this is where I'm going to add it. That's widget area 3. I select it, then I go ahead and click on add block. I search for navigation. I have navigation menu here. I select it. The title is going to be information. And then I drop down the arrow. Okay, I don't have the menu I've created. I'm seeing the main menu. So what I'm going to do is I'll publish what I've done first. Then I'll go ahead and reload the page. So I go over to footer. Then I click on widget area 3. Let's see it in action at the bottom. I have the navigation menu here. I just select it. Now I can now select the information menu I created. Perfect. And it would be displayed right here. As you can see, this is it. However, we don't need this one. So what I do is I just click in here. Then I go ahead and delete it from here. Maybe I can take off this information right here. So I just click back on the navigation menu. Then I take it off from here. Now let's change this text. Edit. I select it from here. I'll just highlight it. And I go ahead and replace it with my contents, which I've already copied to the clipboard. Everything is set. I click on publish. Now let's exit out of here. Going down, we have our information widget or menu. And we also have our about text here. Perfect. The next thing I want to do is go to the home page. You see that earlier on, we added this particular product as our value proposition. So let's go ahead and add the actual link to it so that if users click once, it will take them to the particular product. So take note, it is this social e-commerce ebook. So this is it here. So what I do is I'll just right click on it, then I click on copy link address, and I go ahead and click on edit with Elementor. Going down, I just select the shop now button, then I go ahead and replace the link here with the one I've copied. That is the link to this particular book. What I can also do is I want to change the shop now to buy now. So I'll just enter buy now. Perfect. I go ahead and click on publish. It is published. I drop down the arrow here, then I click on view page. I can exit from here. Going down, if users click on buy now button, it will take them to the particular product. Awesome. So this is the finishing touches we want to do on our website. Now it's time to put our website to test to see if users can actually go ahead and buy a product from our website and have their downloads. To do that, I'm going to first of all change this price right here so that I don't have to pay all this amount to myself. So I go back, I'll just change the price to one of my products, and this is the one I want to change. So I'll just go ahead and click on edit. Instead of tampering with the regular price, what I do is I'll just enter a sale price and I'll make it 2 cedis. Going up, I click on update. It is updated. Maybe I can exit from here, and I'm going to go ahead and open my website in a new private window. So as a customer, if I land on this website and I want to buy one of the products, what I want to do is just click on it, and this is the very one I want to buy as a customer. I'll just add it to the cart. I can view the cart from here, or I go over here to view it, as you can see. So I just go ahead and click on view cart. If I have a coupon code, I enter it here and apply, but I don't have it. I'll just proceed to checkout. And from here, I'll fill in my billing details. And this is my order details. The payment gateway is automatically selected because it's the only one, and this is where I can access the privacy policy and then the terms and conditions. I'll just go ahead and accept it, then I click on place order. Let's see how it will come up. From here, I can use mobile money service. Maybe if you are in Ghana. For this demonstration, I'm going to use my card. So I select it from here. Then I'll go ahead and enter my card number. I'm hiding all this for obvious reasons. Now I click on pay 2 Ghana cedis. Please click the button below to authenticate your bank. I click on authenticate, and now it is being authorized. I need to enter a confirmation code that will come to my phone number. I have it, and that is 285439. Then I go ahead and click on confirm, and it is being redirected, which will take me back. Payment successful, and I will be redirected to the thank you page. As you can see from here, I can go ahead and download my ebook, and it's going to be saved. I click on save, and it is being downloaded right here. Perfect. As a customer, I will receive a message with regards to this order, and the administrator of the website will also receive a message with regards to the order. Now if I come back to my website as administrator and go over to WooCommerce, click on orders, you see the payment information right here. That is the customer name, the order is set to completed, and the total amount is 2 Ghana cedis. And if you click on it, you see all the details about the order. So now we have seen that our website is actually working, where users can choose a product and check out. And now this brings us to the end of our digital downloads website creation. And that's it on how you can create your very own digital downloads website. It's been quite a journey, and I hope you found value in the tutorial. If you think this particular tutorial will be helpful for others like you, make sure you share it with them across all social media platforms. Now, if you want to learn how to create a fashion related e-commerce website, stick around to watch this video on your screen right now. Keep watching, and I'll see you in that video.